call this special magistrate meeting of August 14th to order. I'm going to start with the consent agenda. Well, actually, first, let me explain to you how the process works before we get into that. You will be called, the cases are called, they're not called in any particular order, so bear with us. If you have signed in, you will be called. The way that the process works, though, is the county will present its case first. It will present all of its witnesses and any evidence that it has. You will be able to cross-examine witnesses, but you will not be able to present any evidence of your own until it's your turn to go. Once the county has rested its case, it will then be your opportunity to provide any witnesses or evidence that you have, and the county will cross-examine potentially your witnesses. I will make a decision here today as to whether there has been a violation or not. If you are found in violation, you will give a period of time to come into compliance. If you do not comply within that time period, if you're here for a first-time violation, you stand to have a penalty of up to $250 a day imposed. And if you're here for a repeat violation, you stand to have a penalty of up to $500 a day imposed. So we're going to go ahead and get started, but I am going to entertain the consent agenda first. There's one item on the consent agenda, and I'm going to, with respect to case number 2528 CESM Gray King LLC, I'm going to accept the recommendation to extend the compliance date to September 10th, 2025. All right, and the first case we're going to call is 2505 CESM Sonia Hurtado.
Alexis, are there two for consent? Okay, so she doesn't even talk about that. Okay, yeah, got it.
If you'll go ahead and have a seat, yes. Anyone from the county who is going to be providing testimony, if you will raise your right hand, please, to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Yes.
Thank you. Okay, can you state your names, please?
My name is Sonia. He's my husband.
And,
Dennis Colantes.
okay. And are both of you going to provide testimony?
Just me.
And you're authorizing him to speak on your behalf?
Yes.
But does she have is there a language barrier?
Yeah, kind of. A little.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and swear you in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Can you explain to her that ask if it's okay for you to be giving testimony on her behalf, or if she would like to speak?
¿Tú quieres hablar o quieres que yo hable?
I want to hear.
Okay. Sounds good.
She's my wife.
Okay, thank you.
Ruth Goldstein, Building Division. This is case 25-5 CESM Sonia C. Hurtado at 3408 Gleaves Court, Apopka in Seminole County. Description of violation is installation of a mini-split AC unit without the required permit. On June 12th, 2025, an order was issued extending the compliance date to August 13th, 2025, with a meeting scheduled for August 14th, 2025. The administrative cost to process this case for the clerk totals $177.82. The administrative cost to process this case for the inspector costs $569.65 for a total of $747.47. Recommendation is the special magistrate issue an order constituting a lien to August 13th, 2025, continuing to accrue at $250 per day until compliance. Based off of recent permit activity, the inspector, Brent Griffin, is here to make an additional recommendation.
Okay.
I'm Brent Griffin, Seminole County Building Inspector. We're recommending to give them an additional 30 days
Okay.
with the permit process.
And they're currently not in compliance at this time?
Yeah, they're not.
They're not in compliance. Their permit's working through the process. They just provided energy calculations, which was needed in order to push the permit through. That just was provided today, so we're on the home run stretch here.
Okay. Are you okay with an additional 30 days, or?
Yes.
Okay, that will be sufficient for you? You're going to continue to work with the county and get them what they need?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, then I will go ahead and provide a compliance extension to September 10th with the hearing date, compliance hearing of September 11th.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you.
Thanks.
3468. And that's it. Thank you. It's my lifeblood. I can't, I never write enough. I'm not here. When I put in a Z file, I'm actually right.
It's better. Both of us are taking something.
The next case is 2462 CESM Mount Zion Baptist Church of Midway.
Okay, thank you.
Ruth Goldstein, Building Division. This is case 24-62 CESM. Mount Zion Baptist Church of Midway Incorporated is the record property owner at 2001 Sipes Avenue, Sanford and Seminole County. The description of the violation is installation of a structure without the required permit. On April 10th, 2025, the special magistrate issued an amended order extending the compliance date from May 7th, 2025, with a meeting scheduled for May 8th, 2025. On May 8th, 2025, an order was issued scheduling the respondent for a meeting on August 14th, 2025. The administrative cost to process this case for the clerk totals $277.06. The administrative cost for the inspector is $682.66 for a total of $959.72. The recommendation is the special magistrate issue an order constituting a lien from August 14th at $50 per day, continuing to accrue until in compliance. This case as well has had recent activity in the permitting process as of today, this morning, and this afternoon. And the inspector assigned to the case is Brent Griffin, who would like to offer a secondary recommendation.
I'm Brent Griffin with the Seminole County Building Division. We would also like to recommend 30 more days.
Okay. What's going on with the property?
The gazebo remains on the property. They've had some drama with the contractor who initially applied for the permit. As you see on the screen, there are a couple of permit applications since 2024 that have been submitted. The bottom two, where it says gazebo inactive, that was originally applied for in November. It went inactive due to the contractor no longer pursuing the project. The gazebo application underneath that was also voided due to activity, and he recently contracted with a new contractor who has reassigned it to a young lady who has been diligently working on this for the last 12 days or so, and has just now gone through the pre-screen process, and the plans are now in review. So it'll have to go through building review, planning review, but we've finally gotten the permit to where it needs to go for those plans to be reviewed by the building department. Once that's approved, we get the payment, permit's issued, and we're good to go.
Sir, can you raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear from the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Can you state your name, please, for the record and your affiliation with the church?
Johnny Perry, deacon,
Okay.
trustee.
Mr. Perry, do you have a problem with, or are you concerned with just an additional 30 days? Or do you think you can get this accomplished after speaking with your new contractor? Can you get it accomplished within the 30-day period that the county is recommending?
Yes, I think we can.
Okay. And the county does not foresee that there's a reason why they wouldn't be able to finalize this in 30 days?
No, we do not.
Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and extend the compliance date to September 10th, 2025, with a compliance hearing of September 11th, 2025. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
The next case is 2277 CESM B&B Land Holdings. Can you both raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Can you
I do.
please state your name for the record and your affiliation with the case?
Kenneth Nelson, I'm the new contractor.
James Betts, I'm the owner of the business.
Okay. Go ahead.
Ruth Goldstein, Building Division. This is for case 22-77 CESM for B&B Land Holding LLC as the record property owner of 3468 East State Road 436, Apopka in Seminole County. Description of violation is that they have constructed a masonry wall with electrical conduit in the back portion of the property, as well as a shed-type structure at the front of the building without the required permits. On May 8th, 2025, an order was issued extending the compliance date to August 13th, 2025, with a meeting scheduled for August 14th, 2025. The administrative cost to process this case for the clerk totals $425.63. The administrative cost for the inspector totals $1,277.40 for a total administrative cost of $1,703.03. The recommendation is the special magistrate issue an order constituting a lien to August 13th, continuing to accrue at $50 per day until in compliance. This is another case where recent permitting activity has occurred today, actually, giving the inspector additional recommendation to give them an additional 30 days, correct?
Yes.
Brett's here.
Could you provide me with what's going on in the case?
They're just at payment stage.
So they've done everything other than payment?
Yes.
Okay, and the fact that they've done everything but payment, had it been sitting or what?
Do you have the website? So I think it was due to a contractor issue. Here's all the pages. Let me see what we got. That's the last page. Turn the page and you see the front page. It was a contracting issue. That they had. Julie Hebert, Seminole County Building. So they had a previous contractor issue that the contractor left Mr. Betts. And so he hired Mr. Nelson to take over the permit. So Mr. Nelson he's been very diligent in getting the permit issued. Actually, it was right up until 25 after 1 that they issued the permit. So, I'm sorry, he just has to pay, then it will be issued.
Okay.
But it was due to a contractor issue.
Okay, and everything that the county has asked for, they've provided?
Yes, at the last minute. They were through the permitting process, and then they threw in a site plan that was needed, so that's why the permit sat for, I would say,
There were 7
couple
review
months.
cycles
Yes,
of this permit.
yes. So they worked to get that. We pushed it through, we uploaded it, we pushed it through, and then, like I said, if he goes outside, he can pay for his permit. It'll be issued.
Okay. Are you all intending to pay for your permit today while you're here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you have anything you'd like to
Well,
add?
I don't want to say too much, but the site plan, it was determined we didn't need to do another site plan. We did a survey and did all that, went through the planning and zoning. That was started in December of last year, and it took time to get all that in process and, get everything back to the county and get reviewed. And then they told us we had to have a pre-construction meeting, and then as of like the middle of last week, we were told that wasn't necessary. We didn't have to have the site plan, and then we went through the last couple stages with Julie, and everything got resolved, so.
Okay.
But it's been an ordeal.
Well, I appreciate you sticking with it. I think that following through with what the county has asked you is what is part of the reason why I don't have a problem continuing each time the compliance date. It's when the communication stops is when I have a concern. So if nothing else, if you run into any issues, again, just make sure you communicate at all times. Okay? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and continue. Yes.
One last thing.
May I politely ask that the fees be waived for the court costs?
So-
I've already paid one lot of fees for the courts.
Related to the
This
permit
case.
itself, correct. So
No,
I'm,
no,
To
I'm
the
looking at
code
Julie.
enforcement issue. He's already paid $900 or some dollars.
There was administrative costs, I believe, that were paid $900 something, right?
And he's already paid that.
have I ordered them? It was a prior, when did I order them?
I think you're right.
I typically don't order them until,
Yeah, I know he did. But it is weird that she imposed fines without,
yeah, they were ordered
yeah.
originally. Okay, and then you came back. There was an extension after the fact. Yeah, in the amended order, but this has been amended 6 times, so we're on the 7th. What happened with the second amended order? And what are the new costs that you gave are in addition to the 900?
These are the total costs from the beginning of the case.
So you didn't
The-
take into consideration the $900 that had been paid, the 906? In
The
that,
amount that we received from the clerk was the 425. I don't know if the 900 was originally part of that.
so you received a new, well, there's obviously the 904 is in there somewhere. For that to be $703.
Look at the estimate of cost. Actually, you have the estimate of cost, right?
I know,
Ours in
I mean, I
there.
realize this case has been going on for
Yeah.
3 years, but,
Oh, she's got copies. She's got everything.
okay, so this hasn't taken into account the 900, but then there are additional 400 clerk fees. Okay, so what's going to need to happen is, I normally don't rule on fees and costs until you're in compliance anyway, so that's why I'm a little thrown off by what made me order these fees and costs back then. So I'm going to ask that the county get this straightened out, taking into account what you have paid to this point, to show me what is remaining and where we are and where that came from. And then at the compliance hearing on September 11th, I'll make the decision related to the fees. Okay? Thank you.
You said September 11th?
September 10th is
Oh, 10th, right.
is the compliance date. September 11th is the compliance hearing.
Thank you.
You're all set? Thank you.
Thanks.
Next.
Oh, wow.
If you guys want to go to the front counties, they can, yep, they're waiting for you. Welcome.
Ask for Derek.
Thank you. I'm going to pay attention to that from this point forward, but. The next case is 2562 CESM Sabira Properties LLC. And the power of attorney was provided previously? Okay.
Candace. Candace.
Hi.
Good morning.
Can I go ahead and swear you in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Can you please state your name for the record?
David Auerbach, speaking
And-
on behalf of the building owner.
And you actually have a power of attorney
I do.
to speak on their behalf?
I do.
Okay, great, thank you.
It was a new case. Okay. Ruth Goldstein, Building Division. This is for case 25-62 CESM for the record property owner of Sabira Properties LLC. This is for the property located at 157 Candace Drive, also at 9202 South US Highway 1792 in Maitland, Seminole County, Florida. The violation charged is Seminole County Code, Chapter 40, Appendix A, Section 105.1. Description of this violation is installation of an exterior sign with electric without the required permit. The case summary is as follows. The initial inspection was conducted on July 16th, 2024, with notices sent to the respondent on July 17th, 2024, and December 19th, 2024. The notice of violation was amended on December 19th, 2024, to include the exterior sign with electric. The previous notice of violation that was sent out on July 17th, 2024, was for other violations that have since come into compliance and are no longer part of this case. Compliance dates and extensions provided by the building division are shown on the screen. Follow-up inspections, both on-site and via computer, are also shown. The results of these re-inspections are that the violation remains on the property. This is a screenshot of the Seminole County Property Appraiser Office showing that Sabira Properties LLC is the record owner of the property. This is the notice of hearing for this hearing, which was posted on the property July 28th, 2025. And we also have a copy of a signed certified receipt that was returned for that notice of hearing. It was mailed to the registered agent of the property owner and was signed January 17th, 2025. These are photographs of the exterior sign with electric that were taken during the inspection December 4th, 2024. These are additional photographs to display the electrical connections there. And more photos taken February 3rd, 2025 of the exterior sign with the electric. This is a photo of the front of the store there in May 2023. This is the slide shows the permit history for this parcel and this address. A permit application has been received. It was submitted August 4th, 2025 for the sign with the electric. The application is currently under review. It has not yet been issued as a permit due to site plan department review. So it looks like it's still currently on the county side going through the review process as of August 8th, 2025. This is a copy of Chapter 40, what they are in violation of. And the recommendation is based on the testimony and evidence presented in case number 25-62 CESM. It is determined that the respondent is the owner of record of the property located at 157 Candace Drive, Maitland in Seminole County, as determined by the property appraiser's records. They're in possession or control of the property, and they are in violation of Seminole County Code Chapter 40, Appendix A, Section 105.1. It is further recommended that the special magistrate order the respondent to correct the violation on or before October 9th, 2025. In order to correct this violation, the respondent shall obtain the required permit for the cited violation. If the respondent does not comply with the order, a fine of $50 will be imposed for each day the violation continues or is repeated after compliance. The respondent must contact the inspector to verify compliance. Inspector Brent Griffin is here for any additional information. This concludes our presentation.
I'm Brent Griffin with the Seminole County Building Division. Can you please submit this in evidence?
Do you have any objection to the electronic case file, which has been presented here today, that you have a copy of being presented into the record as evidence?
No, ma'am, I do not.
Okay, I'll accept it into the record. Do you have anything that you would like to add related to what the county has presented? I do see that there's been a permit application submitted, and they have asked for a compliance date of October 9th.
I would just ask if we go maybe 30 days more past that, because we don't know if we're going to have any issues with the site plan review, and then taking it from that point going forward.
Okay, we are in August. Does the county have a problem with November 12th for a compliance date instead of October 8th?
No, we do not.
Okay. Then I will go ahead and give you a compliance date of November 12th. And if you are not in compliance by November 12th, a fine in the amount of $250 a day will be imposed.
Okay.
Okay? All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
That was our recommendation.
Okay, the next case is 2476 CESM. Michael Shadoin. Okay, sir, can I get you to raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Can you state your name, please, for the record, and your affiliation with the case?
Michael Shadoin, the property owner.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ruth Goldstein, Building Division. This is for case 24-76 CESM, the property located at 1760 Mullet Lake Park Road in Geneva, Seminole County, the record property owner of Michael S. Shadoin. The description of the violation is installation of an addition, a pool, and accessory structures without the required permits. On June 12, 2025, an order was issued extending the compliance date to August 13, 2025, with a meeting scheduled for August 14, 2025. The administrative cost to process this case for the clerk totals $99.82. The administrative cost to process this case for the inspector is $757.11, for a total administrative cost of $856.93. The recommendation is that the special magistrate issue an order constituting a lien to August 13th, 2025 at $100 per day and continuing to accrue until in compliance. Inspector Brent Griffin is here for any follow-up questions.
Inspector Griffin, can you let me know what's going on with the property?
So they have, 2 permit applications, from 7/21 and 8/5, and nothing has happened towards those 2 permit applications.
Go back to that slide for a second. Both of
Those
them?
are the 2 permit applications Brent's talking about. They have been submitted. They have just been stuck in the corrections at plan review. One of them has been in correction since August 5th, and the other one has been in correction since July 21st, 2025.
Corrections meaning
Yeah, go to the next slide, Julie. There we go. So on this one, this is the workflow for the pool and deck permit number 25-7609. Corrections were submitted to the applicant July 21st, 2025. Looks like they were accepted by the applicant, which means they've acknowledged that there are corrections. We just haven't seen a response from them. And on the next 2 slides, you'll see the comments that were submitted. This is just a snapshot of, as an example of what the unresolved comments are for that permit application. And then the next couple of slides here, we've got the workflow for the pole barn permit application 25-6621. The applicant has accepted the corrections task as well. That was more recently submitted August 5th, 2025, and we haven't gotten any response yet. It's likely they're still working on the corrections. The next slide shows a snapshot of the electrical comments that were provided.
Okay. Sir?
Okay. I thought there was 3 permits. Do y'all not show the
Oh,
one for the fence?
there's another fence permit, but that doesn't have anything to do with the case that's being heard today.
Oh, okay. But anyways, on the pole barn, you asked for an electrical drawing, and I thought we'd sent that in. I know we've tried to. We tried several times to scan it and send it in, and your system wasn't working. But we thought the last time we did it, it had went in, that drawing for the electrical.
Do you have a contractor, sir, that is drawing those plans for you?
I do have, for the pool, I do have a contractor that's doing a TDH curve, I think is what it was called, on the swimming pool. And on the electrical, I did it myself. No, I don't have a contractor that drew it. I drew it up myself.
Okay, and it appears like there are comments from the county on the electrical review plan. So are you aware of those comments?
Yeah, that you wanted a layout of everything, and that's what I drew up. All it is a box out there with one plug. That's all that's in the electrical. There's no lighting or anything, and I drew it on the plan that we sent in.
I think the plans examiner is here today that actually made those comments, so he could stop by the building division and request to speak with an electrical plans examiner, specifically Ken. He may be around, back from lunch. He may be able to address your concerns.
Okay.
And if it's a task thing, are you operating the E-plan on your own, or are you having the permit technicians upload documents into E-plan for you? Or are you doing it?
My wife's doing it.
Your wife's doing it, okay.
Yes.
If it's an upload issue where you can also verify with the permit technicians at the front counter, if your wife has uploaded that document and it's just a matter of completing that task button, it's just one click, and that's what essentially throws the ball back to the building division for review.
Yeah.
If that's all it is, then the building division can go ahead and just usurp that step and launch it back into the review process.
Okay. Do you have a inspector or something that can actually come out and walk over everything with us and try to push this along? Or you can't do anything until there's a permit pulled?
Well, no, unless it's a code violation instance, our inspectors are only going to be walking the property, looking at the structures if there is an issued permit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because-
Unless there's something that needs to be arranged with the code enforcement inspectors to where a site visit is needed to determine what type of permitting,
Yeah,
plans are needed.
okay. Well, it's just been dragging on, and this email back and forth it don't seem to be getting anywhere. Because it's been a year and a half we've been dealing with this.
Have you tried to go to the counter to talk to someone, to understand?
Yeah, I've been over there several times. And every time that I go over there, they give me another stack of forms to fill out like this. We fill them out, send them in, and then everybody has their questions, and it's dragging on and on.
I think if you get with Ken today, he can probably help you out with it, just by what you can explain to him, so that he
Okay.
can kind of lead you in the right direction for what exactly you need.
So Ken with the electric division?
Yes, he's the electric chief plans examiner.
Okay,
And on this slide on
And
the,
that's-
right here, this shows the comments for the pool and deck permit. That TDH calculation you were talking about, that looks like that's going to need to be uploaded. But looking at those submission comments are pre-screen comments, which means there may be some administrative forms that are still needed. The application right there, a completed owner-builder statement is needed. So you're the only person that can do that. And they need your signature on the owner-builder statement. So these are administrative forms that can be handled at the counter. That last comment is a plan review fee, so they can't actually send your plans into review until, I think it's $20 or something, until that fee is paid. And that
Okay.
can also be done at the front counter. But the TDH calculation is not something I don't think they can help you with at the front counter.
Yeah.
What your contractor's working on. But some of those items definitely can, like list the owner of record on the contractor company as the contractor company. Sounds easy peasy.
okay.
And can Ken help him with these things as well?
Any of the permit technicians at the front counter can assist with these corrections shown on the screen, with the exception of the payment of the plan review fee. I mean, they can accept your payment and the TDH calculation, but Ken can address the concerns for the other permit application.
Okay.
Okay. So how long do we think that, because each time we're given, let's see what we gave last time.
It was 60 days last time.
Okay, so our original compliance was March. So each time, it looks like we've given 60 days. Maybe 90 in between, and then 60 again. I want to do this one last time. I don't want to keep giving extensions. But what I need then is for you to be mindful of the fact that you were on amendment number 3. And without some sort of, and I understand that you are capable of doing the work on your own, and I appreciate that. But sometimes, to get us over the hump, we need to hire someone to help out with maybe navigating the system. And so I'm going to give you 90 days, but if you're finding after about 30 that you're not making headway, I think it might be in your best interest to get someone to help you to get this accomplished, because I do not want to have another extension past November 12th.
I don't either.
Okay.
I want it done.
Okay. So I'm going to extend your compliance date to November 12th with a compliance hearing of November 13th. And so please, when we're on November 13th, when we're back here, I want good news that you're in compliance. Okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
What service? Can't get right in. So nice.
And the new guy. Get his feet wet.
Okay. Next matter, 2510 CESM, Joseph Migliaccio, okay. Good deal. Good afternoon, sir. Can you raise your right hand? Please do solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Can you please state your name for the record and affiliation with the case?
Joseph Migliaccio, homeowner.
Thank you.
Ruth Goldstein, Building Division. This is case 25-10 CESM for the property located at 922 Lewis Place, Longwood, in Seminole County. The violation charged is Seminole County Code, Chapter 40, Appendix A, Section 105.1. The description of the violation is installation of a shed without the required permit. The case summary is as follows. The initial inspection was conducted March 21st, 2024, with the notice to the respondent mailed out March 22nd, 2024. The compliance dates and extensions provided by the Building Division are shown on the screen, as well as the follow-up site inspections and inspections via the computer. The results of these re-inspections are that the violation remains on the property. This slide shows the Seminole County property appraiser showing that Joseph G. Migliaccio is the record owner of the property located at 922 Lewis Place in Longwood. Here's a copy of the certified return receipt that was received, signed by the owner. That was for the notice of this hearing. And here's a photo of the shed that is in question. This was taken during the initial inspection, March 21st, 2024. And these are additional photos of the shed taken May 13th and June 24th, 2024. These photos were taken during the inspection on February 25th, 2025. And finally, updated photos of the shed taken August 13th, 2025. This screen shows the permit history associated with the parcel. There is a permit application that was submitted back on April 25th, 2024. However, it was subsequently voided due to over 180 days of inactivity. Prior to the application being voided, there were corrections submitted to the applicant. Those corrections were from drainage and zoning departments. In order to proceed, a new permit application must be submitted, and no other permit applications have been received at this time. This is a copy of Chapter 40 in which they are in violation. And the recommendation is that based on the testimony and evidence presented in case number 25-10 CESM, it is determined that the respondent is the record owner of the property located at 922 Lewis Place in Longwood in Seminole County, as determined by the property appraiser's records. They are in possession or control of the property, and they're in violation of the Seminole County Code, Chapter 40, Appendix A, Section 105.1. As further recommended that the special magistrate order the respondent to correct the violation on or before October 8th, 2025. In order to correct this violation, the respondent shall obtain the required permit for the cited violation. If the respondent does not comply with the order, a fine of $50 will be imposed for each day the violation continues or is repeated after compliance. The respondent must contact the inspector to verify compliance. Inspector Brent Griffin is here for any additional questions if needed.
I'm Brent Griffin with the Seminole County Building Division. Can you please submit this in evidence?
Do you have any objection to the county submitting the electronic case file, which is in front of you and which has been shown here today into evidence?
No objection to that at all, the whole situation I do.
Okay, so let me take one thing at a
Okay,
time,
okay.
then it'll be your turn. I'm going to accept the electronic case file into the record as evidence. Okay, now it'll be your opportunity.
Okay, I tried, it's not about applying for a permit, I did apply for the permit, and when Ruth had sent me an email that was gonna expire to renew it, I called and spoke to some, I said, Ruth sent me a email, I wanna renew the permit. And he went online, looked, he said, well, you can't, because you're going to court. I said, okay, I'm just doing what I was responding back to an email. It's not about the permit, it's, you won't give me a permit because you're telling me that, they told me that that property right there is, the association owns it, and it's landscape buffer, and you can't put nothing in there. I said, well, everyone else has sheds back here. Next door neighbor, he's got a second one put up even between this. He had the first one before me, then the second one. And I had pictures of all of them. There's 10 lots on that side, and there's at least 3 more sheds. There's a concrete slab with a screen enclosure. Everyone has structures in there, and I did a pictures of all of them. And like, why can't I put one? Everyone else can. So that's the issue. It's not about the building. I stopped building it because I was told, when I got this, so I did stop building it. But the issue is you're not allowing me to put something that everyone else has, and it's no different. And when I told them when I was here, I said, well, why can't I when everyone else has them? Well, that's not our problem. I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? I don't know who else to turn to, but the association, there's like, yeah, that's your property. You can do whatever you want. You maintain it. You can put something back there. We have no issues at all. And I said, I know, everyone else does. I said, but you guys don't want me to put mine. You're not allowing me to put a shed up there. And I'd like to know why.
So, the reason why your shed got the issue on it was because it's all new construction. I believe our chief building inspector found it doing another inspection in the area. And that's how it got brought up. As far as the other structures go, they're still gonna need a permit, so somebody would have to basically tell on them, call on them.
Well, and I'm not here to do that. But that's the only thing I have to help me, like, I don't understand. And yes, the one next door to me is brand new. Okay, he had that shed installed literally maybe a month or two before mine was, before I started mine. And I don't want to get everyone in trouble, but everyone else has something there, permit or not, I don't know, and I don't want to. Obviously, you can see what I see, and I went over with a drone and got all the pictures, and I don't understand. You're gonna make everyone take all theirs out now, and
So, like I said, the only way that we'll go out there, Seminole County actually goes off of homeowner complaints. We don't actually drive around and see it. Unless we're doing an initial inspection somewhere else and we happen to pass by and notice it. With that shed on your property, it has brand-new hardy board on it, so you
Right, I
can
understand, yes.
see that.
Yes,
If they're buying pre-manufactured sheds and putting them back there, we may not be able to see that. But like I
but
said,
you
for
can see it from the
them,
street.
it would have to go off customer complaints and
We don't
basically
complain.
turn them in for us to go out there and see it unless we catch them in the act of building, like your property was caught. That's how that would work.
So I guess my question is, you all are enforcing a private homeowners association's easement?
Actually, if we have a planner available that can provide testimony for the correction comments that were provided for the permit application that was voided out, can you go to that global screen real quick? If we have someone that can check on their laptops to tell us what were the correction comments submitted by Drainage and Zoning for application 24-6160. I don't have those physically printed out, but I'm assuming that is where the answer lies.
I resubmitted those. I brought those to her, and I probably have a copy of
Resubmitted
them.
what?
the drainage one. She said to draw a plan and bring it back to me, and I did.
Gotcha, okay, so then it got voided out due to inactivity. That's what
Okay.
we would like to see. Or
No, this
if
was
we
a
can-
while ago. That's what I.
Oh, we don't have a laptop available, okay, so we can't actually access. 'Cause I do not have the comments from drainage or zoning in front of me, but it's likely that if it didn't pass that review, it was subject to review, that location, they weren't allowed to have the shed in that location, and that might be where the conversation ended, because the application then went into a void status after nothing was done.
Okay.
But you're not showing me what conversation that was had with him. So but someone just said something about an easement. I'm not sure which one of you said it.
A landscape buffer is what it is. It's
Okay, a
association owns
landscape
it.
buffer.
Yes.
So then is that a requirement of the Seminole County Code, that landscape buffer? Or is it a landscape buffer that is the
It's a-
homeowners association's
It's
landscape buffer?
The association that told me that we don't maintain that. You guys do. It's yours to do whatever you want on. We sprinkler it. I said, okay, who's going to pay for all the water that I've irrigated? And I have a side lot that do the same thing. So homeowner association is not the issue.
It would have got hung up at review if your site plan showed it to be outside of your property line in an easement, and there would have
That
been
was an
comments
if.
provided.
You just said if. You're not telling me.
Right, I don't have the comments in front of me, you're right.
You're not-
We would need a planner to come provide testimony for that.
I'm trying to find where I drew. She just told me to go and mark this and which way the water flows, and I did that.
We don't have access to the internet, usually Dad Marie is here. That's why I don't bring my laptop.
Do you want me to go? I can try and get if you want to continue.
Angie Gates,
Are you able to provide testimony at this time? Or
I
no?
was going to ask if he had a copy of his site plan with him, then I would be able to answer your question.
With the site plan, I do.
Okay, then let me go ahead and swear you in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
And if that's not enough, I have other ones too, so.
Okay, according to the copy of the survey, he built a shed on property that doesn't belong to him. So it's not going to be permitted regardless. In order for this to be approved, the subdivision would have to amend their PD.
So what is he showing that his shed is built on?
It's in a tract.
Okay. And that tract is behind his house, but it's not,
Yes, ma'am.
so it's adjacent to?
It's the rear tract. And
Okay.
it's labeled as Tract B. It could be a landscape buffer, but it was required at the time of the development of the subdivision.
And can you tell from, that's a survey, so you probably can't tell, but whether the tract was open space, vacant land, what?
I got pictures of everything if you want it.
Without having the dedications of the actual plat itself in front of me, I wouldn't be able to tell you that. There's a wall there
So this one
in
is-
it.
Let's start with the first one.
So it's probably a landscape buffer and wall easement, but that's just,
But it's not within the bounds of
it
his
is not on his
property?
property at all.
Okay.
But this goes over,
Sir.
This is me. This is this section here. So do you want this? You can look at them
One
and,
aerial and a special
don't tell my
magistrate.
neighbors I showed anything, please.
So, sir, what has happened is, although you may be taking care of that property, and maybe that's a different issue that you need to pursue, but it is not within the bounds of your property. So you can't get a permit to put a shed on someone else's property.
My next door neighbor got a permit for his.
Well, I don't know whether your next door neighbor got a permit for it or not, but what has happened is where your shed is located, it's in a separate tract of land that is not within the bounds of your property. And the survey that you have provided shows that. So
And, right, my whole point is that everyone has something back there.
Okay, but everyone's not before me. Right now,
I understand that. I
you sound
understand.
like my child when she comes home and tells me, well, Lexi
Okay.
got a bad grade too. So I need to, I can't impose upon you enough. It strictly is because it's not within your property boundary. So if you've been doing something to cultivate the property, to take care of it, then maybe you have a different cause of action and you should probably go see an attorney about that piece of property. But right now, as it sits, it's not within the bounds of your existing property. So the county can't give you a permit to put something on property that isn't yours.
Even with approval from the association?
You would probably have to show an easement from them, and then I don't even know whether that would be something that the county would allow, because they have setback requirements and those sorts of things. So just yes, it's fine with us, no. That would not be permitted.
So how do I go about taking care of this then? What would be my next step then?
Removal of the shed from its location.
Got a concrete slab.
But the concrete slab is not on your property.
So, are you gonna go, no, you're right, I don't wanna bring your child into it again.
No, but I'm
just
saying, if somebody else is doing it, then they're gonna be met with the same situation if it's in this area that is not on their property. And I'm not entirely sure, it looks to me like that's a side yard of yours. Or maybe
The whole
your-
property, the whole right side is all the side yard also, correct?
Okay,
but-
so it's your backyard though?
Yes, that's the backyard, correct.
Okay.
It's
But,
it's everyone's backyard. It's 50 feet from my home, I guess.
okay. And so if someone else has something that's in that tract that's outside of the boundary of their property, then I doubt they have a permit for it.
Well, okay, not to be a dead horse, but that shed that you see immediately next door, that's the second one. He got a permit for that, and then he put another carport right in front of it.
So I don't see anything on the survey. I'm looking at your
Okay,
survey.
It was on the picture I was showing, it's here. He has two structures on his end, and they did pull permits for, so, and he even told me that I got permits for these. And that's,
Can I see the picture that you're
yes. I'll show
talking
you the one
about?
just of that's, there's his last
Now, I
one,
will,
the first one.
on this survey,
Huh?
it ends here, this little tract right here. So it's possible that property back here in their yards is not in a separate tract.
No, the whole, I didn't bring the paperwork from the association. That whole easement, all around those 10 homes, is 50 feet from the center line, it's almost from a middle, other side of the sidewalk, there's a brick wall, then a sidewalk, we're on this side of the brick wall, then it's another, it's like 10 feet from the brick wall is our property, is the association's, plus another 40, so 50 feet is what the easement, and that whole street is this exact same thing. It's, I mean, I didn't bring the paperwork with me for that.
Yeah, you all might want to go out, because this guy he's got a property. I mean, he's encumbering that same tract, it looks like. But
Everybody is.
You also have a fence in that tract, it looks like.
Okay, so, yes, we all got fences in that.
Is it your fence or the next door neighbor's?
That one is mine. That one was, there before we bought the house, and everyone has fences in their backyard doing the exact same thing. And they said, well, no one can have fences there. I'm like, well, this is crazy. I mean, how do you close off your backyard? And, the association, when you bought the property, this is all your property. You got to maintain it all. And that's why I said, if I spoke to the president, and he goes, no, you maintain it. You pay the water, you cut it, you do everything about it. Everyone does. Because they didn't understand. Mike didn't understand, what's going on. He goes, we have no problem with it at all.
Madam Magistrate,
Okay, I'm gonna,
Okay.
if I can go ahead and swear you in.
Absolutely.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I absolutely do. My name is John Martin. I'm the Manager of Code Enforcement for Seminole County. And I would respectfully ask at this point if the magistrate would continue this case 60 days to allow us to look into the logistics of these property boundaries and make a determination as to which is the best way to proceed at that point.
Okay. Then that's what I'm going to do. You have been ordered to be here today, so what will just happen is there will just be a continuance. So
Okay.
you'll receive an order in the mail, but they're not, you are being told that you're going to be expected to be back here on October 9th, okay?
Okay?
At 1:30?
They'll
So
send
they're-
me, they'll send me a letter? and-
Yes, they will send you a letter, but we are letting you know here. So they're just going to send you a letter, regular mail. They don't have to.
Right, I understand.
Okay.
I understand.
That on October 9th, you'll be back here and we'll hear this case once the county has been able to process everything. Do you have another copy of this survey, or is this something?
I do. Yeah, I have plenty of them.
Are you
That's-
okay with this being submitted into the record as well?
Yeah, I'm not, I mean, here's, I don't know which one I gave you, but it's the same thing.
Yeah, so
I
you're
think-
fine, though, with me keeping it for the record?
That's fine, yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Then I'm going to continue this case to October 9th. Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anything that I can do meanwhile or not? Anything with association or?
I think someone will be in contact with you one way or the other.
You can speak with,
I think Mr. Martin's going to speak with you from Code
Okay,
Enforcement.
perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Alexis, make sure that I see that, yeah, when we come back on this one.
Exactly. Yeah. She was like, why'd you say?
Because I would talk to you just like you. I think that's it.
2535 CESM Arisa Casa LLC.
Arisa Boat Club. Let me put this back.
Arisa Casa Boat Club.
Here, Aline hearing. Okay, this one.
We have not made, okay, so this one is just, okay. Just so you know,
Thank you.
he's got an application in place, but they got corrections that were submitted to him, just now. So I guess we would, I have to make a note about that. Can I say to continue?
Ruth Goldstein, Building Division. This is for case 25-35 CESM. It's for the property located at 1954 Boat Club Road, Oviedo, Florida, Seminole County, which is owned by Arisa Casa LLC. The description of the violation is installation of an addition to the rear of the house for living space, replaced electric meter base, and hose bib without the required permits. This case was originally heard by the special magistrate on May 8th, 2025, and an order was issued giving the respondents a compliance date of August 13th, 2025, with a meeting scheduled for August 14th, 2025. The administrative cost to process this case for the clerk totals $88.91. The administrative cost for the inspector totals $623.21. The total administrative cost for both the clerk and the inspector is $712.12. The recommendation is that the special magistrate issue an order constituting a lien to August 13th, 2025, and continuing to accrue at $250 per day until in compliance. Inspector Brent Griffin is here as well, who is assigned to the case.
I'm Brent Griffin with Seminole County Building Division. Can you please submit this in evidence?
Well, what I need is you to give me some evidence regarding why they're not in compliance.
They have some corrections that were needed to be done. I think the task was actually accepted today, or yesterday, the 13th. Right.
Yes, the application was submitted in April. It's been, as the screen shows, it's been through a couple of rounds of pre-screen corrections before it has hit plan review. The most recent corrections were submitted to the applicant on August 11th, 2025, and the task was accepted yesterday. I don't believe any further documentation has been uploaded in response to the comments, and this is a snapshot of some of the comments that were uploaded to the system.
Okay, and are these administrative things, or these things that are?
Actually, that last comment there says that you are going to need a septic permit or a no action required letter from the health department. That can take some time. So depending on where he's at in the process with the other corrections, it could take 30 days or longer.
Okay, and if we're dealing with a state agency, sometimes longer is probably the more
And again,
correct.
depending on where he's at in the process, I don't know if he's already started that or not. That was just an informational. It could already have been started before the application was submitted. I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Sir, can you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Can you please state your name and your affiliation with the case?
Ralph Odom, Destiny Construction. So I have been representing the owner. Was here on the previous
Hearing.
Hearing. Yep. So right now we've submitted some updated information to get the permit through as requested. What triggered the sewers initially when we submitted, I was under the understanding that they were connected to actually city sewer versus septic. So we'll proceed with the process for the sewer to get the letter or whatever's required from the state. As far as the additional comments, we had submitted some documentation because a lot of times we do private provider to help expedite things for an approval standpoint. So we just need to do some updates on that. And I got some clarification also on the actual meter base issue. So we're moving forward with that or what have you. So we want to continue to push through and hopefully get some type of extension to get this caught up and get that permit issued.
Okay. How long do you think it's going to take you to get the permit?
Basically, a 30 or 45-day extension should be good as far as getting the actual building permit. Just like they stated, the only thing I'm just kind of concerned about is how quickly we'll be able to get the sewer letter since it's coming from the state agency side of things.
So,
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Madam Magistrate. Did you start this permit application as private provider from the beginning?
I
what you
believe,
said?
yes, I believe we did upload it. I can't remember. I think we started it that way, but there were completeness check comments that came up initially.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure, because if you can't go back and forth, you got to like pick one and
Oh,
stick
yeah,
with it.
yeah.
So if you didn't start it that way.
Right.
You
No.
just, yeah, you'll need a
Okay,
new
yeah,
application.
we
Gotcha.
did. Okay, no problem.
okay. Because there's a different agency involved, and we know that that's part of it, I'm actually going to give you until November 11th. Okay, to come into compliance. And so I will amend the order to provide you till November 11th for your compliance deadline with a compliance hearing of November 12th.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Wait, hold on. I looked at the wrong. Yes, it's November 12th with November 13th
13th.
as your compliance hearing.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Okay, 2557 CESM, Alciades Saruf.
captured this one too.
Okay. Ruth Goldstein, Building Division. This is case 25-57 CESM for the property located at 5405 Justine Way, Winter Park, Seminole County. This is owned by Alcides S. Saroof. The violation charged to Seminole County Code, Chapter 40, Appendix A, Section 105.1. The description of the violation is installation of mother-in-law suite to include kitchen, bedroom, bathroom, and removal of electric and conduit from the ceiling, replaced with junction boxes without the required permits. The case summary is as follows. The initial inspection took place October 22nd, 2024, with a notice to the respondent sent October 22nd, 2024. The compliance dates and extensions provided are shown on the screen, as well as the follow-up inspections for on-site visits and computer re-inspections. The results of those re-inspections are that the violation remains on the property. And this is a screenshot showing the property owned by Alcides S. Saroof per the property appraiser's website records. This is a photograph showing the notice of hearing for this hearing, which was posted on the property July 28th, 2025. These are photos of the subject violation showing the mother-in-law suite at the rear of the residence. This was taken during the initial inspection, December 5th, 2024. These are additional photos taken November 7th of the interior of the mother-in-law suite. This includes a kitchen, bedroom, and bathroom. And then we have additional photos of the interior. And these are photos taken October 22nd, 2024, showing the electrical conduit and the junction boxes installed on the ceiling of the screen room. And more electrical conduit and junction boxes taken October 22nd, 2024. The notice of the violation and a copy of the final letter were posted on the property January 25th, 2025, due to the certified mail being returned. That's a copy of the letter and where it was posted at the door of the property. This screen shows the permit history associated with this parcel. Permit application 25-401, shown on the screen as a garage alteration. It was received January 10th, 2025. This would correct the violation. However, it is currently under review. It has not yet been issued as a permit due to required corrections. These were submitted to the applicant January 13th, 2025. This screen shows the plan review workflow, showing it's been through one review cycle and the task is currently on the applicant side, awaiting it has been accepted, but nothing further has been provided. This screen shows a snapshot of the building review comments that were provided for that permit application. And this is Chapter 40, in which they are in violation of. A recommendation is that based on the testimony and evidence presented in case number 25-57 CESM, it is determined that the respondent is the record owner of the property located at 5405 Justine Way, Winter Park in Seminole County, as determined by the property appraiser's records. He's in possession or control of the property and in violation of the Seminole County Code, Chapter 40, Appendix A, Section 105.1. It is further recommended that the special magistrate order the respondent to correct the violation on or before October 8th, 2025. In order to correct this violation, the respondent shall obtain the required permit for the cited violation. If the respondent does not comply with the order, a fine of $50 will be imposed for each day the violation continues or is repeated after compliance. The respondent must contact the inspector to verify compliance. The inspector assigned to this case is Brent Griffin, who is available for questions.
I'm Brent Griffin with the Seminole County Building Division. Can you please submit this for evidence?
I will accept the electronic case file into the record as evidence. I will find that the property owner has been properly noticed to be here today and is not present to participate, I will find that there has in fact been shown a violation of Seminole County Code, Chapter 40, Appendix A, Section 105.1, and I will order that the property be brought into compliance with the county's code by October 8th, 2025, or a fine in the amount of $250 a day will be imposed. Next case, 2529 C. October 8th. Yes, October 8th compliance date with an October 9th hearing.
The 8th is the compliance date, the 9th is the hearing. Yeah.
Okay, the next case, 2559 CESM, Samuel Blau, Blue, BLEUS.
What is wrong? Why can't I find anything right now? There we go.
Ruth Goldstein, Building Division. This is case 25-59 CESM. This is for the property located at 1449 Shadwell Circle, Lake Mary, Seminole County, which is owned by Samuel Blue. The violation charged is Seminole County Code, Chapter 40, Appendix A, Section 105.1. The description of the violation is installation of lath and stucco on the house without the required permit, as well as interior renovations exceeding the scope of work for issued permit number 17-17298, and pool renovations exceeding the scope of work for issued permit 18-1682. The case summary is as follows. The initial inspection was conducted February 28, 2024, with a notice to the respondent mailed February 29, 2024. Several compliance dates and extensions were provided, shown on the screen, as well as follow-up inspections of both on-site visits and computer re-inspections. The results of those re-inspections are that the violation remains on the property. This is a screenshot of the property appraiser's office showing that Samuel Blue is the record owner of the property. And this is a screenshot of the notice of hearing for this hearing. It was posted on the property July 28th, 2025. And here we have photos of the exterior alterations, which include lath and stucco on the main residence, which was taken during the inspection February 28th, 2024. This is a picture of the notice of violation that was left on the property at the front door February 28th, 2024. A stop work order was also posted on the property on the front window February 29th, 2024. Per these inspection results, the violation was revised to include scopes of work from the previously expired permits, as the work observed on site exceeds what was previously approved. These photos show the lath and stucco and the exterior renovations on the main residence, which were taken April 5th, 2024 and May 6th, 2024. A notice of violation was posted on the property May 13th, 2024, due to the mail being returned to the county. And these photographs show a copy of the final letter. The final letter was dated September 24th, 2024, and it was posted on the property October 22nd, 2024, due to the mail being returned. The inspector also handed the letter directly to the owner, and that is a copy of the affidavit of personal service signed by the inspector on the screen. These photos were taken during the inspection February 3rd, 2025, showing the lath and the stucco installed, and closer pictures of the structure taken February 3rd, 2025. And the most recent inspection we conducted was August 13th, 2025, showing the construction. The violations remain on the property. This is a screenshot showing the permit history for this parcel. There are no permit applications received or issued for the lath and stucco work that has been performed on the house. The top permit application there labeled pool, permit 18-1682 was issued in February 2018 to demolish the existing pool and build a new pool. The permit below that is permit number 17-17298. That was issued in February of 2018 to construct an addition with a master bath and summer kitchen, remodel the kitchen bar area, replacing stairs, installing new windows, and drywall replacement. Both of these permits were applied for and issued to resolve a previous building code violation. The previous case, number 16-83, was brought into compliance upon the issuance of these permits, and both of these permits have since expired without the required inspections. Okay, we're good there. Next slide. This is a copy of Chapter 40, in which they are in violation of. And the recommendation is that based on the testimony and evidence presented in case number 25-59 CESM, it is determined that the respondent is the record owner of the property located at 1449 Shadwell Circle, Lake Mary in Seminole County, as determined by the property appraiser's records, in possession or control of the property, and in violation of the Seminole County Code, Chapter 40, Appendix A, Section 105.1. It is further recommended that the special magistrate order the respondent to correct the violations on or before October 8th, 2025. In order to correct the violations, the respondent shall obtain the required permits for the cited violations. If the respondent does not comply with the order, a fine of $50 will be imposed for each day the violations continue or are repeated after compliance. The respondent must contact the inspector to verify compliance. The inspector assigned to this case is Brent Griffin, who is here to enter the case into the record.
I'm Brent Griffin with the Seminole County Building Division. Can you please submit this as evidence?
I'm going to accept the electronic case file into the record as evidence. I'm going to find that the property owner was, after the returned mail, the mailing that was sent to the mailing address on the property card for the property appraiser, that there was personal service and posting on the property related to the notice of violation and notice of hearing for today's hearing. I'm going to find that the property owner was properly noticed to be here today and has failed to come to participate in the proceeding. I'm going to find that the property owner is in violation of Seminole County Code, Chapter 40, Appendix A, Section 105.1 for failure to have the proper building permits for the work being completed on the property. And I am going to order that the property be brought into compliance by October 8th, 2025, with a compliance hearing of October 9th, 2025, or a fine in the amount of $250 a day will be imposed. Next case, 2531 CESM, Yahoo Properties LLC.
Ruth Goldstein, Building Division. Case 25-31 CESM is for the property located at 9250 Overland Road, Apopka, Seminole County, which is owned by Yahoo Properties LLC. The description of the violation is solar panel work without the required permit. Next slide. On July 10th, 2025, an order was issued extending the compliance date from July 9th, 25 to August 13th, 2025, with a meeting scheduled for August 14th, 2025. The administrative cost to process this case for the clerk totals $106.92. The administrative cost to process this case for the inspector totals $703.55, for a total administrative cost for both the clerk and the inspector of $810.47. The recommendation is that the special magistrate issue an order constituting a lien to August 13th, 2025, and continuing to accrue at $250 per day until in compliance. And this concludes my presentation.
And can you give me some testimony regarding why the property is out of compliance still?
To the global screen. Yes, there's a permit application that was submitted, permit application 24-14641, submitted September 26th in 2024, which shows on the screen as demolition and electrical. That permit has been approved. It's pending payment. It's been pending payment since August 7th. Once the payment has been received, the permit can be issued and the case is in compliance.
So it's just payment?
Payment and issuance, yes, ma'am.
And since August 7th?
Yes.
Have we tried to make contact with him?
Yes, we have been in communication with the landlord on site associated with Yahoo Properties, who is aware of it and aware of the inspections required. I do know he's in active conversation with the fire department regarding inspections assigned to that particular permit.
Wait a second, I thought it was just payment.
Go back to the global screen. Yes, there are other permits here. He has inspections for that demolition and electrical permit that were previously inspected by fire. The permit's been issued for their portion. He had to submit a revision for that permit to accommodate the solar work. That revision has been approved. It has not yet been issued due to the non-payment. So the fire department has gone out there and has been inspecting it as recently as the week of the 6th and 7th, have had communication. I've spoken with the registered agent personally, have informed him of the payment required, and he was aware of this hearing.
So in addition to payment on the one permit, he has other permits that he hasn't?
I understand, that could be a bit confusing. The permit that's labeled demolition and electrical was issued. It did not include the scope of work for the solar panel work in which he's in violation of. So he completed a revision to that permit to include the scope of work. That revision has been approved, but they have to pay for it.
Okay, and then the roof repairs are something completely separate?
Roof repair is a separate permit that has been issued, inspected, approved. When you have solar panel removal, you have to have a re-roof permit with it. Sometimes you require an additional, well, Brent can provide testimony for that. When you remove a permit, you have, or remove solar panels, you have to get a permit for it before the roof can be redone. I mean, you can't, I don't know how to explain that.
So I'm struggling a little bit to start a fine on someone that just needs to pay for their permit. Because that's throwing good money after bad. Has he said anything regarding whether he is going to pay for the permit?
No, the last time I talked to him, he was communicating most with the fire department and trying to get power established at that site, and is unable to do so because of the repairs.
Okay. I'm going to give him 30 additional days to pay. And I want you all to communicate to him that he does not have a homestead exemption on this property, and the fine is $250 a day. And if he does not pay in the next 30 days, I'm going to retroactive the fine back to today. I'll make sure that that's clear in my order as well, but there's no reason, if he was given notice of that a couple days prior to this hearing, that he couldn't have taken care of that. So, but I also don't want to charge someone money for them to pay money. Okay, so I will find that the property owner has been properly noticed to be here today and has failed to show to participate in this matter. I'm going to find that, I'm going to continue the case, though, the compliance date to September 10th. And if the property is not brought into compliance on September 10th, and there is not, at that compliance hearing on September 11th, if there is not extingent circumstances shown for why the payment has not been made in the 30 days to close out this matter, then I will impose the fine retroactively back to August 14th. And I will reserve ruling on fees and costs for the September 11th hearing. Okay, and 2536 CESM.
Ruth Goldstein, Building Division. Case 25-36 CESM is for the property located at 1282 Pendleton Drive, Altamont Springs, Seminole County, which is owned by Yanni D. Del Pino. The violation charged is Seminole County Code, Chapter 40, Appendix A, Section 105.1. The description of the violation is installation of a retaining wall, lean-to, and rear addition/enclosure without the required permits. This case was originally heard by the special magistrate on May 8th, 2025, and an order was issued giving the respondents a compliance date of August 13th, 2025, with a meeting scheduled for August 14th, 2025. The administrative cost to process this case for the clerk totals $79.16. The administrative cost for the inspector totals $676.77 for a total administrative cost of $755.93. Recommendation is that the special magistrate issue an order constituting a lien to August 13th, 2025, and continuing to accrue at $100 per day until in compliance. This concludes my presentation.
I have some testimony regarding the noncompliance, please.
Okay. This screen shows the permit applications that have been issued and received at the parcel. Permit application 25-1611, shown on the screen as an addition, was received February 4th, 2025. It has been in plan check status through the, I believe that's the first review cycle. Corrections were submitted to the applicant March 27th, 2025. This is purely for the addition. They have not submitted any comments back for the building division to review, and there are no other permit applications received or issued for the retaining wall or the lean-to. The screen right here shows the comments that were submitted for that permit application. Comments were submitted from drainage, flood, mechanical, building, planning, and zoning.
Okay. Going to find that the property owner has been properly noticed to be here today, and they have failed to attend to participate in the hearing. I'm going to find that the property is still in violation of Seminole County Code, Chapter 40, Appendix A, Section 105.1. I'm going to ratify my prior order of May 9th, 2025, and impose the fine of $100 a day effective August 14th, 2025. I'm going to impose costs in the total amount of $755.93 to be paid within 30 days. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and approve the minutes for the July 10th, 2025 meeting and confirm that the next meeting is September 11th, 2025. We are adjourned.